on, everyone? My name is Matt, and you're watching Demo Reel. And today I am joined by the awesome ladies of the Fabulous Four. Everyone, how you doing today?
Hey,
Hi.
hello.
Cool. Thanks for taking the time to chat with me.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We're excited.
Thank you for having us.
No problem, my pleasure. Now, earlier today, we premiered The Perfumist by the Fabulous Four. And if you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to put a link to it somewhere on this video, probably in the upper right-hand corner. So, you've been warned. If you're still here, we're really going to talk about it and see how this awesome film got made. So, to start out, why don't you guys introduce yourselves and tell the audience what exactly you did for the film. What was your role?
You can go start. Since you're the first of the row.
I'm Yukari. I was in charge of environment and backpack.
Cool.
Hi, my name is Sandra, and I was in charge of the texturing. I did also some modeling, some rigging.
Cool.
I'm Daniela. I was the character animator, and I also worked on the storyboarding.
Hi, my name is Shannon, and I mostly worked on the lighting aspect of it, and also compositing, and also did a lot of I guess reference researches, to inspire all this amazing artists.
Awesome. So tell me, what was the inspiration for this film? How did this get started?
It's surprisingly it's not very fancy thing that we were inspired by. Actually, we actually started to work together because it was actually a school assignment that we had to produce a final, because we all met from New York Film Academy. That's where we studied together, and as our final thesis, we decided to do a group project. So I guess that's how kind of initiated this whole project. So since we are all very artistic girls, and we all have this creativity flowing, so we just had to kind of start throwing out random words to see where we start.
Got it.
And right now we have a perfumist character, and we have a flower, and we have this cave. But honestly, to get there, we started from a fox.
Yeah, we wanted originally to do something really abstract. We had the basic ideas. Sandra had this really awesome theme of triangles, right? And the lady
quarters, and it was totally different.
So it really evolved into something just completely different than what you intended.
Yeah, and especially Yukari, she's an environmental designer. That's her passion. So her keyword was jungle.
Got it.
So we have a jungle, we have a fox, but we want to kind of make it sexy, so fox in a suit, I think. Which was
actually, now that you mention it, I could see the influence of that, looking at the guy and everything. Everything. I mean, I might have said Weasel, but
Perfect. Yes, I love that. It's funny you say that, because originally, because I also did the character design for him, and I modeled him. We based him off of Benedict Cumberbatch, and a lot of people say he looks like a weasel.
He does a little bit,
So, connection.
Sorry, Benny, it's true.
I'm sorry.
You just gotta be.
I'm such a fan.
We enjoyed. Look at your photos for a reference. Inspiration.
It was, yeah. You look a lot better than that. If you're watching.
Awesome. And I guess going along with that, this film had such a unique and beautiful, just visual style. What was your thought process when creating that? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
We were inspired on Avatar.
Definitely.
With the visuals, looking for neon colors.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we were playing around this idea of contrast, something, we had, at the beginning we wanted to have these kind of warm colors that then became cool towards around the queen flower.
Right.
Yeah. Wait, I thought that...
It's opposite.
Yeah, it's warmer.
It's warmer there?
No, so we start from cool.
Oh wait, because I thought that he was... Oh yeah,
I'm getting mixed messages here.
Let me say again. We also had this idea of, starting warm and then ending cool. And also... No, I'm sorry. Okay.
Starting cool, ending warm.
Starting cool, ending warm. But
Gotcha.
The contrast also between the character and the queen, it symbolizes this kind of idea of industry versus nature, where he's like red and yellow, and she's more like pink, green, blues. And especially, I think that we have like 4 characters in the story. We have the environment, we have the queen flower, we have Benedict, and we have the backpack. And like his backpack was, I think, was like one of my favorite aspects that Yukari did. One of my favorite aspects of the movie, and it goes along with his character, like that warm gold color.
And you kind of touched on something that I thought was very cool. This whole film seemed to be a film of contrast and interplay between opposites. You know, from the bright colors versus the dark background, and you know, the whole subject of the film, perfume, which is this beautiful sensuous thing, versus the very dark events of the plot line. And it sounds like that was something that you were very conscious of and you really wanted to do.
Yeah, for sure. When it comes to lighting, because there's no dialogue, and you know, especially this kind of short film, it's hard to really put all the details, all the background stories to make audience to understand what's going on or to connect with the character.
Got it.
So in order to kind of emphasize the main character, actually his name is Benedict. we weren't that creative. But wait, the last name is really cool. It was a Benedict.
You gotta use your Malview.
Malview.
It's like, you know, bad city.
Oh, I like that.
So his name is Benedict, in order to kind of accentuate his like this dark desire, because you know he's a perfumist, like he's trying to find that ultimate scent, you know, but you know, obviously he's very eccentric, like not eccentric, like very neurotic. And we wanted to kind of like emphasize his evil intention, you know, like, because like, he's going in there with so much like aggressiveness with it. So especially when like when he enters the cave and his journey through the cave, like I guess we want to kind of like, you know, make him look evil, because often in the film noir or that kind of genre of film, that's how they kind of emphasize the characters, right? You know, good and bad in a very simple form. So that's why the contrast was really high, because we wanted to kind of, you know, emphasize that kind of character spectrum.
And it definitely worked. I mean, right from the beginning you could tell it's like, okay, this guy's kind of a dick.
Perfect, good job. She worked really hard on the animation, like trying to make him, you know, oh, I wish we could share like this like reference video that we should. She was amazing.
We'll put a link to it somewhere on this video too.
Because you know, as animators, you're like, people don't realize that animators are actual actors or performers, because in order for your character to be believable, you're basing it off on something, and oftentimes you shoot actual live footage of people moving. And we have a lot of different motions in our film, including like you know, the trees are moving and he like pushes away the flowers. We actually shot that as reference, where I was the tree and Shannon was Benedict, and I just roll away.
It was one of the best.
It was good. It was good.
That's awesome.
But it was hard. I did the animation for the pink flower, and it was like kind of hard to get reference from.
She had to be flower. Like non-human.
Exactly.
And I look a lot of octopus as well.
And she also did all the graphic designs for the texturing, so I think that really adds to the kind of, you know, scent. Also,
I agree.
Some pretty scent, I think.
That's why I loved being teamed together, is because all 4 of us have like very different interests and
different backgrounds.
If any of us were missing from the team, the film would have been, I think, wildly different, and I think
I can see that.
I think that like our combination together had like a very nice chemistry.
Yeah, definitely, and it really shined through in this, I thought.
Awesome. Thank you.
And maybe you just answered this question, but what was your favorite part of working on this film? And you can all answer, or just someone answer as a team, like what kind of...
I don't know, Yukari, do you have?
My favorite part of working on this film is creating the unique and magical cave. It's not just beautiful, but also evil.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the environment really did communicate that idea really well because of the shape. She really went into researching a lot of cave shapes, like a lot of, you know, natural built, what do you call it? Like, you know, UNESCO kind of like, you know, the
world.
Yeah, world like
heritage.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, smart. Yeah, those kind of as a reference, and she really did, you know, sculpted it, really studied it, and I think really did help to have that atmosphere going
Mm-hmm.
kind of, because it doesn't really reveal a lot in the beginning.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I think that's how we were able to, you know, do that.
Totally.
Yeah, it was tricky because like we were talking about focus and like oftentimes we have to kind of really blur out the focus so that the background, so that you know the character and the queen flower can be seen. You know, as like the graphic editor is always, graphic designer is always saying, can't see anything. You know. Yeah. So you know, she really helped us with that.
Yeah.
But the fact is that Yukari's background was just gave so much context in the peripheral and would have been very different without it.
Yeah, so every time we have a camera set up in our virtual world, like the frame was not boring at all because we have always had like something to show.
Yeah,
definitely.
So it was really lucky that we had her.
Definitely.
I think my favorite part though was because we were in school together. We were there like all day, every day, sometimes the weekend. Like literally, school opened like at 10 and it closed at 10, and that's where we were.
Right.
And I actually really love that part. There's like a picture of us where one is like laying on the ground giving a massage. And the other one's like, you know, your back's hurt because you're there all the time. But it was the best time. We were just completely focused on creating this art. We were learning new things all the time, and because we were students, it was such a free time to do mistakes, explore, and we had the support of our teachers, wonderful teachers at New York Film Academy. So it was like the perfect time to fail and to explore and just be there all day on one thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, I guess to add on to that is like, I think it might be our painful, but at the same time, my favorite moment was that, you know, having discussion, like really, you know, because we're also passionate about art itself, that, and again, we all have so much, you know.
She apologized.
I'm trying to make it pretty, okay? Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of, you know, heated discussions. You know, there was a moment, there was a crisis, you know, there was a moment that we had a misunderstanding with each other. But the beauty of all that bumps and, you know, downside, you know, all that problem is at the end we get to understand each other better, and we got to strengthen our, you know, our friendship or as a teammate. I think it was really worth it.
Definitely.
And after all, like, because of all that conflict, I think that's how our film became so much more visually, you know, very fascinating, because, you know, she has such a strong graphic design background. Right. And, you know, she was all about, like, really making Benedict, you know, much more interesting. Because at first, I also did a character design, and then you know, I make it really like a pretty boy. Especially, you know, I mean, it's Benedict Cumberbatch. Your watchers are like, oh, but you know, I guess.
No, make him ugly.
I know. Like, honestly, like, she and I, you know, we had this heated discussion that we have to make him more, you know, character should look more interesting, not just pretty. But I'm like, no. I mean, look at all these movie stars. Like, look how beautiful and sexy they are. You know, this is part of an element that we must go with. But, and you know, and she also, like, I also, you know, because when I was sharing my reference images with Yukari, like, I will show all this, like, you know, very, I guess, well presented, I guess, cave maybe, like, but you know, she added her elements to it, and especially the backpack, like, that was really incredible. It was all her research, and she really started modeling. So, I mean, it was all about convincing with each other, and then, you know, the best part about our team was that nobody was a, what do you call it, like a stubborn head, like, hard-headed, I guess.
I guess. I mean, I mean, that was the good part. Like Shannon was saying, it's because we were so creative, like, and we kind of figuring out our own style. That's what kind of made it so rich, as Sandra said, is because we each had our own style. We inputted. We just didn't like blend together. You know?
Gotcha. Yeah. Cool. And I guess on the flip side of that, and maybe you already talked about this, what were some challenges associated with making this film, and how did you circumvent them?
We had like different challenges.
Gotcha.
For example, like there was the part of rigging the queen flower. It was difficult because she's not a human character.
Right.
The rigs are like completely different. So we had to figure out with the teachers, and I also like made my own research.
Yeah, totally.
Like, because it doesn't exist a character like that.
Exactly.
Like, so that's why I took like that was the hard part, like to figure out on our own some stuff that are like technical maybe, and we don't have like enough experience, you know, we're starting.
Yeah.
But we overcame it.
Awesome.
Yeah, for comparison, for Pixar's Finding Dory, they had the octopus character, Hank, and they literally took how many years? Like years,
2 or 3 years
to develop this character.
Oh, yeah.
Not only because of the rigs, because it's very kind of complicated rig, but for other various reasons. But Pixar took several years. Then us doing it in like 4 months is pretty okay.
Got it. Cool.
Thank you.
And maybe this is a very big question, but like what kind of gear and like programs, like what were the tools you used to make this film? Like, a few of the big ones, I guess.
I guess the main program is definitely Maya. I mean, that's like the industry standard 3D program.
Yeah.
So that was Maya, and for compositing we used Nuke, and then we also used a sculpting program called ZBrush, and that's where she added so much more detailed look into it.
Got it.
So and After Effects, yeah, for color correction and editing. Yeah, that too.
Putting it together at the end.
Yeah. So
And of course Photoshop for all the textures.
Right, definitely. Awesome.
So all the general.
Oh, and then rendering through Maya with Mental Ray.
Got it. Cool.
It's like becoming like slowly not as used anymore, but it was good to learn, and then I'm kind of glad to leave it behind.
Cool.
I'm very happy to say goodbye.
So ladies, if people wanted to follow your work more closely, which you absolutely should, where would they go?
I have a personal website where I upload all my animation shorts and some of my other artwork. It's www.cargocollective.com/Beaumonslab, BEAUMONSLAB. Sorry, that was long, but you'll get it.
Got it.
Yes.
My website is vivalobo.com. You can animation and other character designs.
And my website is my portfolio, sandrarivero.com. So you can find my stuff there.
I don't have a website, but I have a Demolier online. And you can, if you search my name, Yukari Akabarok Mura, you can find my Demolier.
Awesome. And I'm going to have links to all of those in the description below, so you can definitely check them out. And you know what? That's probably it. Yeah, thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank
This
you
is a
for
lot of
having
fun.
us.
No problem.
This was a
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. And you all, thank you for tuning in. I really hope you liked our discussion. And until next time, guys, you're watching Demo Reel.
Demo.
Yeah.